Hello. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. I want to talk about one of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to goal setting. And that misconception is that when you're setting a goal, when you're working towards something, a lot of times we adopt this belief that we have to figure it out all on our own, that we have to figure out the answer on our own. We have to get to the outcome all on our own. And we, especially as women, when we try to do like superwoman syndrome, will feel like we need to carry the weight, or we don't want to ask for support, or we don't want to ask for help. And then a lot of times if we feel like if we ask for help that we're not strong enough or whatever. But actually asking for support is one of the greatest signs of strength, and actually a leadership skill that all leaders have, right? They know how to delegate. They know where someone's strong suit is. They know where their strong suit is. And so what I want to share is I want to share a story where I learned one of the greatest lessons ever in my business. Now, at the time of the story, I didn't think it was a good lesson, but now looking back, it was a great one. So when I first started my coaching business, I remember I was on the phone with like my very first client, and she was ready to take the next step. And she's like, "Oh, I'd love to see your website." And I didn't have a website. Like, this is the first client, it's the first time I like put myself out there. And I'm like, all right, I got to get a website. So I told her, I'm like, "Oh, it's under construction. Like, I'm going to get it up." So I spent the next 2 weeks YouTube universitying my way, So going on YouTube, trying to learn my way on how to make a WordPress site. Needless to say, I spent 2 long, drawn out weeks, and it was like really long. It wasn't like I just did it after work. It was like I was like sneaking and trying to do it. I was trying to get it done. I spent 2 long weeks trying to get this thing done. All right. Long story short, by the end of those 2 weeks, my website was not user friendly. It was ugly, and I was defeated. Right. So here I am wanting to throw in this proverbial towel. I'm frustrated, and I got to a point where I'm like, okay, well, now I've lost that sale. So I'm going to go ahead and hire somebody, because in the future, if somebody asks me, I want to just have it up, and it's a good home base to have, collect emails, all the things. So I hire somebody, they get my website up in like 6 or 7 days. It was pretty quick, super user friendly, one brand, easy to navigate, beautified, all the things. So here I was on the back end thinking, 1, I was saving money, 2, teaching myself something. And the lessons that I learned, the first lesson that I learned is that you aren't saving money when you're wasting time. Okay. This is so powerful. So I'm going to say it one more time. You aren't saving money when you're wasting time. So 1, I lost that sale because it took me 3 weeks to get myself going. 2, I wasted 2 weeks trying to learn something that isn't in my zone of genius, and something that I have no desire to figure out how to do in the future anyway, right? When I could have been spending my time on the forefront, going live, talking to clients, doing the things that only I can do, while I delegated the things that aren't my zone of genius to somebody else. Which brings me to my second point. Like, don't be afraid to ask for help if you don't know the answers. And don't be afraid to delegate if you know it's in someone's zone of genius. And the reason that this is so powerful and so important is because when we set goals, a lot of times we feel like they should come easy, or we should just know how to do it, or we can Google or YouTube our way through things. And the truth is, YouTube and Google has a lot of valid information, a lot of valuable information, but it has a lot of inaccuracies as well. And if you've never moved towards whatever goal it is that you have in mind, how are you supposed to decipher between what's right and what's wrong? And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because I don't know if you guys caught my live yesterday or saw my latest post, but I opened the doors to my Writer's Intensive weekend, all right? Now, this is a 2-day program where you get to hold your manuscript in your hand at the end of 2 days, okay? So this is something that I have been extremely passionate about, something that I've been so excited about, because when I did my first Writer's Intensive, it was such a hit. Then I went on to do my second, and this is officially the 3rd round, and it has been so amazing watching the women come through with powerful ideas, powerful visions, and helping them to see the whole thing all the way through, right? And so the reason that I'm sharing this is because there are people out there, you, my friend, that have this passion, this desire, this deep desire to actually get your book out there, right? To actually get your book in front of people, to actually write it, to actually bring that vision to fruition. But you don't have the tools and the strategies and the support to make it happen. So therefore, you have allowed yourself to make excuses, right? You have fallen victim to your limiting beliefs. You have become overwhelmed with the process and kind of thrown in that proverbial towel. But I'm here to tell you that 1, you don't have to try to figure this out alone. And 2, I have a formula that has been proven to work. At the time of this recording, I have 10 books myself, 3 journals, and 3 planners. I have helped over 50 women publish books, and I've helped both of my daughters, ages 12 and 7, publish books, which means the reason I share this is to let you know if a 12 and a 7-year-old can do it and all the other 50 women that have gone through working with me have done it, you, my friend, it can work for you too. There's nothing unique about them. They just have the support and they just have the system that has been proven to work. So here's what I'm going to tell you. You obviously have a choice, right? You can sit there, you can hope, wait, and wish about your book, right? And be in the same place a year from now. Or you can take action and join us in this writer's intensive and get your book and your manuscript in your hand in just 2 days. And yes, I did not stutter. I did not say that wrong. 2 days. The choice is yours, right? But so are the results. A lot of times we focus on what it is that we have to lose by investing our time. Oh my gosh, what would I lose by giving this lady 2 days of my weekend? I want to Netflix. I want to kick it. You know, the pandemic is lightening up. I want to have fun, like whatever, right? We focus on that. And then on the flip side, we also focus on the investment, right? Oh my gosh, this is going to be a financial investment. Like, do I have what it takes? Am I going to be able to do it? Do I want to spend this money, right? We focus on what we have to lose with time and financial investments. But let me ask you, have you asked yourself what you have to lose if you're in the same place a year from now that you are today, or 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, or 15 years from now? I'm challenging you to weigh that out. And then I want to ask you, what opportunities will be available for you because you committed and you said yes to your vision and to being able to see this thing through? All right, guys, I just wanted to share that because the doors are getting ready to close, and I wanted to extend a personal invitation to let you know that this is your call to stop playing small. If you know that you have a book on your heart, you know that this has been on your vision board for years, you know you've been drawn towards it, God has told you it's time, then there's literally no better time than now. So use the link below so that you can get immediate access to the Writer's Intensive. And trust me when I say that your future self is going to be so grateful that you said yes. All right, guys, that's what I have for you. Have an amazing day. Bye, guys.